So it's now interview day. You understand what they're doing from their perspective. You understand what kind of a situation they are in needing to fill a position on this bus. And you also understand that the person interviewing you probably doesn't have a whole lot of experience or training, I guess I should say, in interviewing. So they have a list of questions. Of course, they have somewhat of a game plan for this interview, but you need to walk in now with your game plan. So what do you take with you? Absolutely, you take with you your portfolio that you've put together. Now, you already emailed this, so hopefully they've already seen it, but you walk in with a copy of your portfolio that's printed and nicely bound. And as you walk in, what I suggest is you simply hand it to them and say, I brought this along in case you would like to look at it. Now, inevitably, they're going to take it and begin flipping through the pages. This puts you in a wonderful situation because as an engineer, they are interested in what you have in your portfolio. As they flip through it, inevitably, they are going to see a picture of something that interests them. They're going to start to ask you questions about it. And now this opens up a whole world of discussion. You have this huge topic to talk about. They're asking you questions about things that you know something about. You have a passion for those things, you have experience with those things, and you're able to share those very quickly and openly with them. And they're asking questions about things that they're interested in, and they're interested in it because that's what their company needs, or maybe they also have some hobby on the side that's interested in that, in what they saw in your portfolio. So anyway, this suddenly puts you in a position where you're talking about things that you both care about, and there's an immediate connection. I can't tell you how important this is for helping with your interview. Their game plan was to simply ask you the questions that they had written down that they're asking all of the interviewees. But you came in with a different game plan that was actually more beneficial. By the end of that interview, they are going to know you very well. They're going to know exactly what you like to do. They're going to understand your personality. You opened up and you leveled on a fundamental level, a different level than they've connected on with any of the other interviewees most likely. So that gives you a huge leg up in the future in their decision making. Now, there's also a very good chance that they are going to be relieved when they see your portfolio because it gives them something fun to talk about. It's much more exciting to talk about the things in your portfolio than to go through their interview questions that they had outlined. So this is a total win-win situation. You now are able to share with them exactly who you are, and they're going to understand you very well. And from their perspective, they're getting information out of you so quickly. They're learning so much about you, which is what they need. They just didn't know how to find out about you. They didn't know how to pull this out of you. They didn't know how to construct their questions to pull out the right information. But you just handed it to them. You gave them a vehicle that facilitated this beautiful discussion about engineering topics or STEM topics or whatever your field is. You gave them this opportunity to have a very rich discussion about things that mattered. Now, of course, you want to be professionally dressed. You probably want to dress at the level that their boss would dress on a normal day of work. So if you can imagine the level of the person that you're interviewing with is probably going to be more of a colleague type person. And then what does their boss dress like? That's probably about how you want to dress for this interview. And remember, you brought this portfolio to give them. So this is something they can keep. So when you leave the interview, they'll keep it on their desk. This is a hard copy. This is something that they have to mentally think about throwing it away, which they're probably not going to do that very quickly. It's going to sit on their desk. Other people in the office are going to walk by their desk and see it, and it's going to open up a whole bunch of discussions about this person. Who is this person? You got to interview this person. Oh, look what they get to do. You know, look what their hobbies are. It opens up not only the person that you've interviewed with, but also all of their colleagues are going to have a chance to see your portfolio most likely because you gave them a hard copy. Now, I know I mentioned this before, but that portfolio probably cost you 20 bucks. But chances are really good that it's going to land you a job that pays $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year. So that is a very small price to pay for such a powerful tool that can help you greatly in the interview process. Now, there are a lot of other interviewing tips. I'm going to put some links to videos in the resources section here There's a lot of different ideas of how to answer interview questions, and in fact there's one particular video that goes through a list of interview questions and explains how you might want to prepare to answer those. Now those are all good things. What I wanted you to get out of this section though is just the fundamental perspective change. Your mindset has to go into this interview a little bit differently than everyone else that they're interviewing. You want to come in with you in the driver's seat, naturally, not trying to push things on other people, but trying to open up opportunity to talk about things that are interesting. That is how they're going to learn about you. That's how you're going to learn about the company. You're going to connect on a different level. Obviously, you want to use the interview opportunity to also learn about the position and make sure that it's a good fit for you. So hopefully you're going in there with questions for them just as much as they have questions for you. You need to really be honest with yourself. What are your concerns about this company? What are your questions about this company? Is this a good fit for you? And use this interview process to learn about the company. So I hope you've really taken some of these principles to heart, that you've really taken this interview serious, and you follow the steps or the guidelines that I've given you here, mostly about the perspective change. If you can have the correct perspective, then all the other pieces will naturally fit into place and the interview can be a really positive experience.